Mentioned President Biden's making 2 stops in Poland today. The White House announced late last night that the president will travel first to southeastern Poland, about an hour from the Ukrainian border, to meet with the Polish president. The area has become a hub for the humanitarian response for Ukrainian refugees. President Biden will get a briefing on the humanitarian efforts there and says he hopes to meet with refugees. He said that yesterday. He was asked whether seeing the situation firsthand could change his response to the war in Ukraine.
I don't think so, because I've been to many, many war zones. I've been in refugee camps. I've been in war zones for the last 15 years, and it's devastating. What it will do, it will reinforce my commitment to have the United States make sure we are a major piece of dealing with the relocation of all those folks, as well as humanitarian assistance needed both inside Ukraine and outside Ukraine.
The president will also meet with U.S. troops before traveling to Warsaw, where talks with Poland's president will continue. Joining us now, the mayor of Warsaw, Rafał Trzaskowski. And we thank you, Mr. Mayor, for joining us once again on the show. As far as you can see, in terms of the discussions that have been had all around, are Poland and the United States aligned on the response to Ukraine?
Good morning. Thank you very much for having me on the show. Yes, we are. And these words of the President of the United States are incredibly important, because it is very important that we share the burden, because in a certain sense, Ukrainians are doing their fight for our freedom, but we need to take responsibility and do our bit. So these words of the President are very much welcome in Poland. And I'm very glad that the whole Western world is aligned when it comes to helping refugees here on the ground.
All political sides in Poland, do you think they are aligned with the United States and NATO? Because there's a lot of rhetoric, a lot of emotion running high about no-fly zones and getting in there to help the people of Ukraine. Of course, this emotion is extremely understandable. It is extremely difficult to watch what is happening in Ukraine, and yet there is also the reality of the risk of how close the world is really on the edge of things far worse. Are you hearing alignment in all the voices in Poland politically on this?
You know, my job as the mayor of Warsaw, which has accepted 300,000 refugees already, is simply to help the dispossessed and help the people who are in need. But yes, the whole political class is aligned. And of course, you know, when you're on the ground, when you hear those heartbreaking stories from people who arrived to Warsaw, you would want to do more. And we are doing everything we can, welcome Ukrainians, sending transports of food and medical supplies to Kiev. And of course, we also hear the pleas of President Zelensky, and we would want to do more. But then again, we need to be rational. We cannot provoke Russia, because President Putin, unfortunately, is unpredictable. So we need to stand united. We need to send a very strong signal to Moscow that every inch of NATO territory will be defended, also by the United States of America and by the North Atlantic Alliance. And we need to simply help the people and share the burden, because that's the most important job we've got to do. They are fighting, and we are in a certain sense also at the first front of showing Putin how much he miscalculated, that we will stand united and we will not yield to his aggressive policies.
Mr. Mayor, good morning. The world has applauded Poland, rightly so, for absorbing more than 2 million refugees from Ukraine in the space of 1 month. As you mentioned, 300,000 of those into your city of Warsaw. Can you just talk a little bit about, as a practical question, what it's like to integrate that many people into your society? You have 100,000 young people going into your schools in the space of a month. You have health care, all other kinds of questions. What does that operation look like from your side of things?
Well, you know, we have shown this incredible solidarity as a nation. You know, the burden is mostly on civil society, on non-governmental organizations and local governments, and we are doing everything we can to help. And of course, our services, the services of the city are stretched because, first of all, we need to find accommodation for those people. There are administrative burdens because we have to register them and give them a Polish identity number or social security number because they have access to free education, to free healthcare, to social protection, because they're treated almost like Polish citizens. There's a lot we need to do, and of course we need assistance from the world, from the United States and from the European Union. We need the United Nations agencies to start working in place because we cannot improvise anymore. But the important thing is this incredible resilience of the people who come to Warsaw. They're unbelievably proud. They want to work. They do not want to rely on anyone. They want to take care of themselves. The degree of self-organization is just unbelievable. I visited them, and I visit them daily in different places where we take care of them. And, you know, they've organized themselves. Teachers, already Ukrainian teachers who came with the refugees already teach their kids. Nurses are helping out. Ladies who worked in the kitchen are helping out in the kitchen. Plumbers who came are helping out putting showers in there. There's an etajovaya, a lady who takes care of the whole floor to make order in this place. It's unbelievable. And those guys are, yes, traumatized, but they're so proud, and they are also knowing that they need to take care of themselves because they need to give this force and will to the guys who are fighting on the ground, fighting Russian troops.
The mayor of Warsaw, Rafał Trzaskowski, thank you very much. We hope to talk to you again soon, and good luck today with the president's visit today.
Hey, thanks so much for watching our YouTube channel. You can follow up on today's top stories and breaking news, or catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.